all YouTube land, how's it going? Hi. Right, so I just thought I'd just do a little bit more of my series on my favourite guitars. And this is my favourite guitar. Out of all the guitars I owned or have ever owned, this is the one. This is my favourite guitar. This is the story of the Antoria Telstar. Enjoy. Now, back when I was a struggling young man in the early 80s, I went into a guitar shop. Okay, I'm being left-handed, right? You hardly see any left-handed guitars ever, okay? There was a guitar shop in Mansfield, the town that I grew up in, okay? And they had two left-handed guitars in there. One was an acoustic, it was a Yamaha. And I bought that guitar because it was the only thing in town. It was the only thing, it was a Yamaha FG. It was a really nice guitar, but in the end I got a Martin Fender. It was like a Fender copy of a Martin. It was a beautiful guitar. I had that guitar stolen off me when the eclipse happened, sort of around about 20 years ago. But I got rid of that Yamaha. But they also had this Antoria Telstar in there. Okay, it wasn't this guitar, but it was a guitar that was very similar. It was black. In fact, it was exactly the same. It was a black one, and I played that guitar. And it was a really nice guitar, and I really liked it. And then I went in one day, and they sold it to somebody else. And I was like, "Oh, my guitar's gone." Then, years and years and years and years and years and years later, I was on eBay and I saw another one. I thought, hey, I'm going to go buy that guitar. I'll buy that guitar. So I bought that Antoria guitar and I got it and I fixed it all up and I did it all up and I played it and played it and played it and played it and played it. Then one day, I sold it just out of the blue. Some geezer came round, he was looking for a left-handed guitar, he picked it up, he just, oh my God, this is such a nice guitar. And he offered me like a good amount of money for it, and I wanted to buy another guitar, which was a Fender 72 Custom that was kicking around at that time as well, for 400 quid. So I sold him the Antoria, and I went and bought the Custom, and I had that Custom for a few years. Then I sold that to fund building a Jazzmaster. This is my crazy world of guitars, you know. And then about 2 years ago, I was on Gumtree. I normally just search for left-handed guitars on Gumtree virtually every day to see if anything new's come up. And this guitar was on there. And this guitar came with a hard case. The guy sent it from London. I paid him like 15 quid to post it. It cost me, with the hard, and the hard case is really nice, it cost me £45 with the hard case and the postage. The guitar was on there for 30 quid. 30 quid. Now this guitar was made in 1981. It was made in Matsumoto. It is a beautiful guitar. Now, if you ever get a chance to see an Antoria Telstar, or they do a Strat version as well, just man, if you ever see one, just buy it. The necks on these guitars are just so good. I love the bullet truss rod. It's so good, and just like it is just a fantastic neck. It's just like the nicest neck, better than any Fender I've ever picked up, custom shopped a lot. It is an amazing neck. The one I had before had actually been refretted. It was like someone actually paid for it to have it refretted, and they'd gone to this like crazy guitar maker who made guitars for. I checked this website out. Who made guitars for Cliff Richard. He was a custom guitar maker, and he refretted it. You know what I mean? And it was, it just, it's such a beautiful neck. I mean, this neck, you just get the action so low. I mean, I've never had a guitar with action as low as this, but absolutely not a hint of buzz at all. So when this guitar came, it was in the stock Antoria Telstar setup sort of thing. So what I did was, one of the weird things about this guitar is it's a left-handed guitar, but it had a right-handed bridge on it. So you can notice how the pickup is going the wrong way. But it's supposed to be that way. So it was quite handy with it because I managed to buy a right-handed Fender ashtray bridge and then put on some brass compensated saddles. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the 6-way Telecaster bridge. I just don't like it. I just prefer to have the compensated saddles of brass. Then I put in some new pots, new switch, you know, oak switches, CTS pots, as always, really nice capacitor. And I like this guitar so much, I treated it to the very best. My perfect setup, which is in the neck, it has DiMarzio twanking, and that gives me the proper Telecaster sound. And in the bridge, I have a DiMarzio Super Distortion, which gives me a bit of, quite a lot actually, of growl. I just love the sound of that pickup, it's just great. And I've used this guitar live 30 or 40 times. I love it, it's my go-to guitar. It never goes out of tune. I have never broken the string on this guitar. It's never ever gone wrong at all. It's never ever been a problem. The only slight problem is that the jack plug sometimes comes slightly unscrewed. So I just have to make sure I just tighten it every time before I go on. That's just a common thing. I think there's probably a washer missing or something like that. I love this guitar. It is my very nicest guitar. Now, it's quite a heavy guitar, and the body, I know what the body's made of because obviously I've messed around inside to have a look at it. It's made of plywood, okay? It's made of plywood. It's made of just layers of plywood glued together. So what? It's not ash, not maple, not nothing, it's just plywood. Lots of different kinds of wood all stuck together. But it just feels great, it sounds great, it's got some heft to it. Obviously, like, this guitar is, you know, I mean, look how much wear, look how much wear there is. Now, this is me in 2 years. I've done this. Before, it looked like it'd been in it looked like it'd been in a, you know, it looked like it had been in a wardrobe for the whole of its life. You know, there's no wear on it at all, no fret wear at all. Everything is perfect. Even the tuners, I kept the ones I had before. I changed the tuners, but I kept these original tuners simply because they just worked really well. It stayed in tune and nothing seemed to go wrong with it. So it was no why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it thing. This, I've got so many guitars. At the moment I've probably got about 10 or 15 guitars. You know, for a shit guitarist, I've got a lot of guitars. But this is the one, man. This is just my baby. I love this guitar. Just, I can't tell you how much I play on it all the time. It's my go-to guitar. And if I could, I've actually said I want to be buried with this guitar, amusingly enough, when I'm cremated or whatever, in the current sort of weirdness. You know, this is the guitar that I'm going to be cremated with. It is just such an awesome guitar. The neck is amazing, amazing, just amazing. I mean, when I sold the other one to that guy, he emailed me about 2 months later and just said, "Fucking that guitar has just got the nicest neck I have ever touched on a guitar." And this guy is like a pro guitarist, you know. He just picked that guitar up and he just had to buy it, and he just kept offering me money, more and more, 100 quid, 150, 200 quid. So eventually, 225, I just said, yeah, go on, have it. You know, but that guitar it was a really nice guitar, and I'd sit up really nicely. I had a five-way selector. It was all sort of like solderless inside. I'd used a set of 10 riders on there. And you get 10 riders I'd recommend 10 riders as a sort of a very mid-range, sort of 50. You want to spend 60 quid on a set of pickups for a guitar. 10 rider are the ones to go for, definitely. You get a really good, for a mid-range pickup, they're really good. You know, but this DiMarzio, it just sounds, it's really got a good sound to it. Sorry. So there you go. That is my ongoing love affair with the Antoria Telstar, and I let one slip through my fingers. I sold one. This one will never go. The best thing about it is, you know, I play gigs all the time. The other week I played in Leicester. The other band was just like, the guys just going like, after I came off the guys, I was just, wow, your guitar sounds so awesome. You know, what is it like? And I goes, oh, it's like a Oh, how much did it cost? 30 quid. I'm just going, well, yeah, 30 quid, but I've got about 150 quid worth of upgrades on it. And he's going, what? He just couldn't believe it. He was shocked. He's going, 30 quid? He goes, yeah. You know, it's like from 1970, they made from 1979 to 1982. But the best thing about them is they made shitloads in left-handed. So there's loads of left-handed ones floating around. So if you're a left-handed guitarist and you want a nice guitar, you know, just look for original early 80s Antorias, man. They are built. They are built. You know what I mean? Before I thought sort of like chopping the headstock down and turning it into more of a Fender sort of headstock. But man, this guitar is awesome. I mean, someone actually, I mean, you see, it's got my lightning bolt on the top. Well, someone had actually scratched the, or took the original nameplate off. But I knew what it. As soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. You know, that headstock shape, and then the bullet truss rod gives it away every time. Beautiful guitar. Beautiful guitar.